Google, in my experience, takes a little bit more time to dial in, which means you're going to burn a lot more money before you find something that's like really profitable. Facebook basically start very, very narrow with your targeting. And as you find those tiny little niche audiences, those little pockets of profit, you start to dial in your funnel, test more creatives. The better your creatives get, by the way, the more pockets are going to perform in, which means you can slowly start advertising to more and more people, which means this tiny little segment of the audience that you're originally targeting is going to get wider and wider and wider. And that is how you scale. Like that is the game of scaling on Facebook, because you find these tiny little pockets of audiences that are really profitable because you happen to hit that perfect combination of creative, messaging, and funnel in this tiny little pocket of audience, and it works. And then after you get that to work, you get it to work in a few different pockets. Now let's say you got like 5 or 10 pockets that are all kind of working. The more pockets that you get to work, that's the process of scaling. And so you continue to open up your targeting more and more and more to the point where it's completely broad. Then you just ramp up the budgets and you scale. It's like simple as that. Google, on the other hand, is basically the reciprocal of Facebook. So you start by casting like a very, very wide net, and you throw a bunch of shit against the wall and you just hope that something sticks. But what you're going to identify is that there's these tiny little pockets that are really, really profitable. And so you're going to be adjusting your bids, adjusting your audiences to only spend on those placements, those campaigns, those ads, those creatives, everything that are actually bringing you conversions. So it's basically the exact opposite, reverse of the Facebook funnel. That's the difference between Facebook and Google. Now, can you start with Facebook? Yes. Can you start with Google? Yes. Can you start with TikTok? Yes. Can you start with organic? Yes. Can you start with influencers? You can start with anything. Ultimately, they all got their fucking pros and cons, man. Just start and commit to one thing. Like that's the most important thing.